So, the question for today, do we work fast or do we work slow? Which one's better? Now, off the top of my head, I do think you should be able to work fast, right? Um, if it's something simple, you should be able to quickly wrap it up and without wasting too much time so you can move to the next stuff, next more important stuff that you might have to do. But there is a weird thing in software engineering where you'll see people around you working really fast. They can put together this library and you know a lot more than you can, right? And it might appear like they're doing a lot, they, and a lot of times they are, but it might appear like they're doing a lot, but a lot of times these people are cherry picking what they want to work on, right? So if someone's really good at, if there's a full stack developer, they're really good with the with the front end, while you yourself not so good with front end. The backend developer might pick front end stuff here and there and then literally change everything around and present something that looks likable, and then it might appear like they have made a huge amount of progress. Meanwhile, a backend developer who's working on things that need to be right, you know it could be a payments page, it could be a transactions page, it could be reconciliation with a bank or anything like that. The stuff that backend developer is working is going to take time and they're going to be slower, and the thing needs to be right. There needs to be a lot of validation, a lot of checks, a lot of transactions to roll back things, um, just a lot more code, a lot more thinking is going to happen there. So you might see two developers who are working on the same system. One is working, making a lot of progress, one is not. When the person the, that is not, you got to actually look at their code and what they actually trying to do, because a lot of the times we do get this impression like someone else who's quicker than us is a better developer. It's not the case. So for example, in fintech, if you're working for a finance company, you have to do things right, and doing things right takes time, it takes effort, it takes a lot of planning, it takes um, uh, knowing the code very well, knowing the business very well, and there is a lot of consequences if you make big mistakes. Well, it shouldn't be, because the test should be able to pick the mistakes and the QA guys should be able to pick these mistakes. But if you do, there is a lot of consequences. Meanwhile, if you working with some other part of the system, where you never face the consequences, because it's not user critical stuff. Now, if a developer is working on that, they can literally, clean things here and there, refactor and all that stuff, and they'll make huge amount of progress compared to you. So just you know keep that in mind if you're an engineer. A lot of times, it comes down to what you're working on, and the stuff that you're working on can be time consuming, and a lot of times it's very important to the system.